Hello everyone. This is just going to be a quick, or maybe not quick. This is going to be a guide on the missable achievements for Link to the Past, for anyone using retro achievements. I was considering going over every single achievement in the game, but there's 109 achievements, and I feel like it would take forever to go through all of them. So I'm just going to start with the missable ones. If there's anything listed as not missable, then just let me know in the comments if you need help with any of those. But I'll go through the full list right now of all the missable achievements, and make sure to watch the whole video before starting your playthrough, because there's certain achievements in here where if you grab an item, it kinda ruins your chances of getting that achievement, and then you gotta start a new file. I'll say right off the bat, don't grab any bottles at all. If you feel you need a bottle for something, save your file first, grab the bottle, use it for what you need it for, and then reset your file back to before you had the bottle. Because there is an achievement, I believe, for beating the game without a bottle. So I'll have to go through the list. I don't remember exactly what they all are, but just make sure to watch the full video just to get an idea of what you should and shouldn't do, instead of playing through the game and trying to follow me along with the achievements, because you might accidentally do something you shouldn't be doing. But yeah, I'll give you that warning right away, is don't grab any bottles, unless you save your game beforehand. So the first one on the list is a cure for muteness. So you want to fly here, or walk here. You won't have the flute yet. The reason this is missable, when you grab a bottle from this guy, he gives you a bottle. Once you grab a bottle from him, you can no longer unlock the achievement. So you want to grab the sign from him, then he kind of follows you around, you throw the sign away, and he says something to you. I'm playing a Japanese version right now, a special version where I can start anywhere in the game that I want to, so I can quickly go to different areas to show you the achievements. But yeah, once you throw the sign, you unlock the achievement, and that's that. The next one, Toppo the Line Thief. So he's supposed to be in this area. Thing is, he's not here after you beat Agahnim. So you want to do this early in the game. Before you beat Agahnim, you want to come down here. So there he is. If you cut the grass where he's landing, you can talk to him. He drops an item, you get an achievement. The next one, Granny's coming along for the ride, it's called. So Granny's in Kakariko village here. Right. So the reason this is missable, again, you want to do this before you beat Agahnim. So normally she stands right here. If you beat Agahnim, she's not here. So if I change the preset... Okay. Now I'm back here from before beating Agahnim. You'll see her here. Now personally, I struggled with this achievement, and it's because for whatever reason, the achievement wouldn't unlock unless I stood at this corner of her. So I tried a bunch of different things, it never worked, until I stood in this corner and did it. So you'll need the powder, and you'll need a net, and for this you will need a bottle. So what you're gonna have to do is grab the net, grab the powder, you're allowed to have powder, and then save your file, and then come down here and grab a bottle. And I'll show you the best place, the quickest place to get a bottle. So basically you just want to powder her, catch her in the net, and leave her in the bottle there. So where you want to get the bottle from is right here. There's a bottle right there. Next one on the list is called Toying with the Red Knight. So that's going to be the boss of Eastern Palace. So the achievement is to kill the red Armos using only the boomerang. So don't do any damage at all to the Armos Knight. Not even a single arrow, not a single sword swing. just the boomerang. You don't want to do any other kind of damage to him when he turns red. So you can kill these guys off however you want. Be careful not to do any damage. I don't know if you have to wait until he turns red or not, but to be safe, I don't touch him even when he's blue. So once he's turned red, just stand here. And it's gonna take a while. Once he's finally dead, you can get the achievement from it. Very cool. Come on. Okay. Next one on the list. Defeat all Armos Knights in Eastern Palace without being harmed. Okay, so aside from beating this guy with the boomerang, you also want to do it without taking any damage. If you do take damage, feel free to let yourself die, and you'll restart from the beginning of the dungeon, and that's acceptable. You can take a death, start from the beginning of the dungeon, and retry the full boss fight, and you're still eligible to get the achievements. Okay, catch the running man in Kakariko Village is missable. I'm guessing... yeah, I think he's also not there after Agahnim. So sometime after you get the boots, I'd say immediately after you get the boots instead of going to Desert Palace. So this is where you get... or sorry. Yeah, after you get the book. So you can grab the book to get to Desert Palace. And then after you get the book, you can go straight to Kakariko Village. And then you just want to catch the guy who's running. And again, you want to do this before Agahnim or you miss out on it. So my suggestion is to do it from the other side. Or maybe both sides work, I'm not sure. I'll try it from the right side. But basically you want to walk up to him, and then initiate your dash after he starts moving. Okay. It's a bit harder from the right side. It might be possible, I'm not sure. But we'll do it from the left side here. Well, you don't want to dash yet. Otherwise you have to restart your dash and that kind of slows you down. Just walk up to him, start your dash right as he starts moving. There we go. And that'll get you the achievement. The next one is Worm Kebabs. Kill Lanmolas in Desert Palace, dealing all damage with arrows, then collect the Pendant of Power. So, you want to make sure you have full amount of arrows, and I'll show you where some arrow pots are. So there's one right there, that's 5 arrows. You want to go left first, but yeah, I'll just show you where all the arrow pots are. There's arrows in there. That's 10 arrows. That's 15 arrows. And that's 20 arrows. So that's already 20 arrows just from pots here. And then in the last room before the boss, there's more arrows here. So this pot right here. That's 25 arrows. So if you come to the dungeon with 5 arrows in hand, you're going to be able to get up to 30 arrows. But even 25 arrows might be enough. So yeah, in this example I have 24 arrows. So let's see what a fight looks like. You want to do damage with only arrows. There we go. I got 9 arrows left over. It takes a little bit of practice, but that's how you want to do the fight. Obviously, a thing to keep in mind while fighting Lanmolas is the trajectory of the rocks that come out. Yeah, the other problem is there's an achievement for not taking any damage against this boss, so it can be a little tricky, but just keep an eye on the rocks. So they always come out in a diagonal pattern. You see where the rocks are, where they're coming out. I mean, you don't want to get hit by the actual worm either. But yeah. The rocks always shoot diagonal from where they come out of the ground. That's one way to try to not get hit. Now, one thing to keep in mind is when there's one Lanmola left, the rocks actually shoot in 8 directions, not just 4. Okay, so now if you watch, you can see it's shooting the same 4 diagonals, but it's also shooting in all 4 cardinal directions as well. So you just want to kind of stay a little bit... I usually try to stay just slightly away from a cardinal direction, like maybe right here. It's not diagonal and it's not straight cardinal from him either, so right here. That's one thing to keep in mind. When there's only one left, it'll shoot in 8 directions. Okay. So do the best you can. It might take a little bit of practice. Next one. Upgrade the fighter shield to the red shield without buying it. Okay, so for the achievement Magical Shield, you want to upgrade your fighter shield, to the red shield. And that's right in here. Of course you need flippers first. Okay, you need flippers, and the reason this one is missable is because if you get the mirror shield, you can't really downgrade from the fairy. You can buy a red shield, but the achievement specifically says you need to get it without buying it. So you just walk up to this pond, and then you'll throw in your shield, and she'll give you back the red shield, and you get an achievement. Okay, the next achievement is to defeat Moldorm in 20 seconds. I do have a guide on how to fight Moldorm. I'll link it in the description down below. Basically, you just want to beat Moldorm in 20 seconds, and then you get the achievement. Now, I don't know what unlocks the achievement. I don't know if it's grabbing pendant. Oh. Must have fighter sword on. It doesn't say what triggers it. Okay, so I just checked, and it looks like you can restart the fight. Hold on, let me check. Yeah, defeat Moldorm in the Tower of Hera without being harmed. So you also want to do this without being harmed. If you take any damage, you can drop down off the platform and restart the fight. And I just double checked, even if you kill the boss, as long as you don't pick up the heart, you can drop off the ledge, and you can restart the fight. So if you took damage or you didn't do it in 20 seconds, just drop off the last ledge, and then restart the fight, and you can try again. But again, I do have a tutorial on how to fight Moldorm, so I'll link that down below. Next one is You Really Bug Me Out. Defeat Agahnim in Hyrule Castle Tower without unsheathing your sword. So basically, you need to fight Agahnim with a bug net. So make sure you picked up the bug net at some point. And yeah, use the net and you can deflect his attacks back at him. So this is how you have to beat Agahnim. I will point out one thing here. So sometimes he shoots these blue balls. Like that. make sure you don't stand up or down from him. Make sure you're standing either to the left or to the right of him. And I would say left or right plus slightly down a bit as well. Like maybe down here. Oh, I still did it wrong. Try again here. There we go. So make sure you stand left or right, and then you can try to dodge those blue projectiles. But yeah, if you're standing up or down... Well, here's another thing. Because normally, if you walk around him, he kind of faces Link, where you're standing. But here you'll see he's not facing me. He's at the very top center of the screen, and he's facing straight down. If he's not looking your way, you know that means he's about to do a lightning attack. Like that. So just stand out of the way, you can't do anything about that. So otherwise, he follows you like that. Yeah. If I stand up or down... There we go. So yeah, if you're standing up or down from him like that, you're gonna take damage. But anyway, that's what you want to do. So, you want to beat him without using your sword, which means you want to use your bug net. And there's another achievement to do it without taking damage, so keep in mind what I said about trying to stand to the left or right of him, and maybe slightly down from him. That way the blue projectile kind of goes over your head. Well, give that a try. If you take damage, just take a death, restart the dungeon. It is kind of a painful dungeon to go through, but that's the price to pay if you're wanting to get all the achievements. Next one is called Monkey Magic. Try to draw Kiki into the light world. The reason it's missable is because if you use Kiki to open Palace of Darkness, then Kiki the monkey disappears. See, right here is Kiki. So basically once you grab Kiki, you just want to take the mirror out. And then you bring him to the light world. And, I mean, he won't be there, but you'll get the achievement. And just remember when you're back in the dark world, you want to come back and grab Kiki. So you can take him. Take him to Palace of Darkness and he'll open it up for you. Now, here's a tricky one. Never mind, that's not the tricky one. So the next one is Mallet and Skewer. Crack the Helmasaur's face shield using only the hammer, then deal the rest of the damage with a silver arrow. Okay, that one is a little bit tricky. You need silver arrows. And defeat Helmasaur King without being harmed. Without using the magic cape or cane of Byrna. Okay, so for these next two achievements, they're both about Helmasaur King. Let me read this again. Okay, so for this next achievement, I think you want to beat Helmasaur King as your second last boss. So you want to go into the dungeon and grab only the hammer. So yeah, once you grab the hammer, just mirror out. Or even save and quit, actually. Save and quit back to the pyramid. And then you just want to completely skip Palace of Darkness until the end of the game. Oh! I missed an achievement. Okay. So there's an achievement called I should have saved the others too? Well, excuse me, princess. It says rescue Zelda in Turtle Rock before any other maiden. So basically, we need to defeat this dungeon, Turtle Rock, before defeating any other dungeon. So let's think about what we actually need to do that. So how do we get here? Basically, we need the hammer. So that means we go into Palace of Darkness. Go into Palace of Darkness, grab the hammer, and leave. We need the Titan's Mitts, I believe. Yeah, we need Titan's Mitts. Or Titan's Mitt. So go into Thieves Town, grab the Titan's Mitt, and leave. Don't defeat the boss. We need Cane of Samaria. So that means go into Misery Mire. Once you grab Cane of Samaria, leave the dungeon. We need both rods. So get the fire rod from Skull Woods. Get the ice rod from the bottom right side of the map. What else do we need? I might be everything, right? We need hammer. Oh, we need Quake. So Quake Medallion you get from the Catfish, which is just before Zora's Domain in the Dark World. So basically we need to go into a few different dungeons, grab what we need, and leave those dungeons. Don't defeat the dungeons, because Turtle Rock needs to be the first dungeon we actually complete. That's tricky. Try next. Okay. Elemental Master, Ice, Fire, and Hammer. Completely destroy Trinex's Fire Head with the Ice Rod, and completely destroy the Ice Head with the Fire Rod. Then hammer the snake to death. So let's see if this is doable without bottles. So we'll make sure we have half magic. Okay, so you need to destroy the left side first, and then destroy the right side. So wait for this to come out a little bit. Once his tail starts wagging fast at the top there, you know his head's about to come out and attack you. So it looks like you will need a bottle for this. So unfortunately, what this means is you're gonna have to save your file, grab a bottle, grab a potion, defeat the boss, reset your file, and then come back and fight him normally without a bottle this time. Slightly unfortunate. Because yeah, you run out of magic, so you'll need a bottle. So just so you know, because again, we still want to do this, you're going to need to beat the boss without a sword. Because we still need to get to Ganon's tower without a sword. So what you can do is this. Stops him. And then you can use the hammer. So for this achievement, sorry, I shouldn't confuse you. So for that one achievement, you want to make sure you're doing damage only with the fire rod, or with the ice rod and then the fire rod. Don't do what I did there with the hammer. I'm just saying, once you get this achievement and then reset and do this fight again, you can use the hammer to attack those side faces. You need to use the rod first and keep it stunned. You can use the hammer while the face is stunned. When it's not stunned anymore, you gotta use the rod again to stun it to be able to use the hammer again. But anyway, from this stage of the fight, for this first achievement, now you can only use the hammer. The face is temporarily vulnerable, but once his middle body starts flashing, you can only attack the middle part of him. There we go, just like that. So, only use the ice rod, then only use the fire rod, and then only use the hammer. And you will need a bottle. At least one bottle. There's also an achievement for beating him without taking damage. There's an achievement called I Only Have Ice for You. So defeat Argus's final phase, dealing damage only with the ice rod, then rescue the maiden. Again, like other bosses, you want to beat Argus without taking any damage. So first of all, let me show you where the ice rod is, just in case you don't know. So the ice rod, you want to go to the very bottom right corner of the map. And then it's just up here. And yeah, it's in a chest in this cave here that I blew up. So you go in there and grab the ice rod. Another thing I want to point out here, I'll end up pointing it out again. But there is a bee in here. You bonk this. This is the good bee, the golden bee. You want to catch it with your bug net, put it in a bottle. We're going to use this later on to defeat Mothula in, what do you call it? Skullwoods. Okay, now that we have the ice rod, we want to come and defeat Cold Stare. Let me just point out, you will not have the tempered sword here. That's another thing I need to mention. Don't get the tempered sword. Don't do it. Do not get the tempered sword. I should have mentioned that earlier. I'll probably make a little text note saying do not get tempered sword. There is an achievement for beating the last dungeon, Ganon's Tower, without a sword. The only way to get yourself swordless for Ganon's Tower is to take your sword to the blacksmith and then not pick up the upgrade. So you do not want to upgrade your sword yet. We want to save the upgrading for the end of the game. So even though in this fight here you can see I have the tempered sword, do not get the tempered sword. In fact, I'm going to drop it down right now to Master Sword. This is what you're going to have, the Master Sword. Okay, once you get them down to this stage, you want to make sure you use the ice rod. You might not have the fire rod yet, unless you did Skullwoods before this dungeon, which you can do. So yeah, you want to kill him with the ice rod, and again, make sure you don't take any damage this fight. If you do take damage, just let yourself die, start from the beginning of the dungeon. You'll have the hook shot already, so it'll be quicker to get to the boss, but keep in mind, all these bosses you need to beat without taking damage. That's one of the achievements. So a lot of these bosses, they have like 2 different achievements. Next one. A cape not just for titans. Get the magic cape without having the titans in it. Okay, so this is another important one. Here's Thieves Town. Do not go into Thieves Town if you have not already got the cape. Because in here you get the Titan's Mitt. You need to get the cape before getting the Titan's Mitt, or you cannot unlock the achievement. And I'll show you exactly how you do this. Okay, to bonk into that. So you'll run in here, use your mirror, and then you can get inside all these dark colored rocks without having the Titan's Mitt. So normally you need the Titan's Mitt to lift these rocks, but with the mirror you can get inside here. So go in, grab the cape, and you'll unlock the achievement. Then the next achievement is Oprah's dramatic gift reveal. Finish off Mothula with bees, and then rescue the maiden. So this is one of those achievements where you need a bottle. If you're attempting this one now, save your file before grabbing the bottles, because again, we need to go to the end of the game without bottles. You need to save your file, grab the bottles, get this achievement, reset the game, fight the boss again, this time without bottles, and then continue forward in the game. So there's going to be a few times where we have to save a game, get a bottle, get the achievement, reset, redo what we did without a bottle this time. There will be a little bit of that resetting in this if you're planning to get all the achievements in one go. So let's figure out where the bottles are. First bottle you get from this guy. You need to make sure you have 100 rupees. Another bottle you can get from here. Third bottle, you have to swim to it. You get it from the man under the bridge. Okay, that's the other bottle. That's 3. I think 3 is good enough. The fourth bottle you get from the guy from earlier where we threw the sign. We'll deal with that another time. So we'll just use 3. So now you need to make sure you have bees. Now you'll definitely want the good bee, also known as the gold bee, I believe, which you get from up here. Make sure you have bombs. If you get here and you find out you don't have bombs, you can find one under this rock. There's a 50-50 chance that it'll be in there. If it's not there, come in this cave, go back out, try again. Throw a bomb at this wall. You'll bonk into this. You'll want to catch the bee with your bug net, put it in the bottle. Don't catch any fairies, you just want bees right now. And you can only have one good bee, so if I try this again. He's not there. Well, you can only have the one good bee, but we can find bees elsewhere here. Bonk it. Tons of bees. So yeah, just catch 2 more bees, put them in bottles, and then we're gonna use these bees to finish off Mothula. So yeah, the achievement says finish off Mothula with bees, and then rescue the maiden. So, resets, bosses, Mothula. I'm gonna change my equipment here to having Master Sword. That's all we're gonna have. Again, do not upgrade your sword. Stay at Master Sword. Okay, we'll drop down. And, right, let me just give myself the bottles here. So, Golden Bee, Bee, Bee. We're gonna have 1 good bee, 2 regular bees. So keep in mind, when he takes damage, he'll kind of flash colors like that. That means he took damage. If you hit him into the spikes, he won't take damage. That one, he did take damage. Okay. So yeah, it takes 8 sword swings to kill him, but you don't want to kill him with your sword, so just try to keep track of how many times you swung your sword at him. We'll go back to Mothula. I'm gonna reset my equipment here. So we'll get in 7 sword swings. 1, 2, 3. Try to dodge as well. Let me just check. Yeah, so bested Mothula, defeat Mothula without being harmed, or using the magic cape or cane of Byrna. Again, you want to do this without taking damage, which can be tricky. Just gotta practice your dodging. I don't know what we're at, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I took damage there, so I would purposely die, reset, fight him again. I'm not gonna do that though. And I'm not actually sure which is the good bee. Normally there's like a sparkle that shows. Anyway, release a bee, and try to finish off the fight with the bee. So that bee didn't do the trick. We'll try another bee. There we go. Yeah, that bee did the trick. Grab the heart. Move on. If you took damage, I guess take a death and retry. Yeah, I recommend trying to get like 7 sword swings. If you get that far without taking damage, then release your bee and try to finish off the fight. Okay. Next one. It's a trap. Bring the maiden in Thieves' Town to both places where she will refuse to go further. So, in Thieves' Town. So, on your way back, you got the maiden here. There's 2 different places she doesn't want to go. One of them is right here. So yeah, you just do that. So that's another place she doesn't want to go. Also, I think if you use the mirror, actually. Okay, yeah, you can also just use the mirror. That's easier. So go to that first place I showed you, then use the mirror to go back to the start of the dungeon. And that should unlock the achievement. Okay, so the next achievement is Cane You See Me Now. Defeat Blind using only the Cane of Samaria, then rescue the maiden. Okay, what I actually recommend doing is, yes, go in here, get this started, and then just use your mirror and leave. That way when you come back to the dungeon, the boss will be there. You don't have to go rescue that fake maiden again. So you want to make sure you have Cane of Samaria to beat that boss. To get Cane of Samaria, you actually have to go to Misery Mire. Okay, so Misery Mire's down here, but I'm changing my mind. So there's an achievement for Misery Mire. It's called a Balm for Sore Eyes, an Arrow for the Star Pupil. So defeat Vitreous's little eyes by damaging them only with bombs. Kill the big eye with only arrows, then rescue the maiden. So the small eyes, you want to do it with only bombs. So that's one of the achievements anyway, is to upgrade your capacity for bombs and arrows to maximum. And you do that by coming up here, fill rupees. Okay, so I got 999 rupees right now. Basically, you come up here, throw in 20 rupees. Basically, you have to do this 5 times to get an upgrade. Yeah. For every 100 rupees, you get an upgrade. Just, all you have to do is just stand at the very top here, and then it'll ask you every once in a while. Okay, one more, and then we'll have 100 rupees thrown in there. That's 100 rupees. The fairy's gonna come out. Okay, and then we upgrade our bombs. I now have a capacity of 15 bombs. Now, we want to work on bombs right now, because we're going to use these bombs to defeat Argus. Or, not Argus, Vitreous, sorry. Vitreous, the boss of Misery Mire. And then you'll see now that you got the first upgrade, it's going to let you do 50 at a time. So every 2 times you do this, you can upgrade your capacity. Do it again. now have a capacity of 20. So now you might be wondering, where do you find all these rupees to be able to afford all these upgrades? By now, maybe you'll have a lot of rupees. If not, I'm going to show you the best place to refill all of your rupees. Okay, so this area here, it's near the bottom left-ish. Kind of where you got the book in the light world. Same kind of area. It's right here. Come in here, do the arrow game. I think there might be an achievement for doing this as well. So what you want to do, talk to this guy. And then you'll see at the top there's a bunch of red curtains. When the thing that you need to shoot at, make sure you're facing up, of course. You want to shoot the ones at the back, not the hand. The hands are trying to block your shots. You want to shoot the guys behind the hands. When there's one right in front of the second red curtain from the right, so the second one from the far right, when they're right in front of that, you want to shoot your arrow. So now... Oh. Hello? Can we talk? Oh, I have no rupees. Okay. Let me leave here. You talk to this guy. Face up. So when that guy's in front of the second curtain from the right, now, and now. You'll get all shots every single time. So that's one way to refill your rupees. You can leave, go back in. I think you can just stand here and do it 2 or 3 times in a row. But if you stand here for too long, the timing actually ends up being off a little bit. And then the hands can start blocking the shots. So just do it once or twice, and then leave and go back in. Make sure you have at least 20 rupees to start this, though. And then that's one way you can keep increasing your rupee count. And you can go back and upgrade your bombs. But let's go to the fight now. Go to Vitreous. We'll set to 30 bombs. So, again, you want to beat this boss without taking damage. If you take damage, just take a death. I say this all the time, I know. Just take a death, start from the beginning of the dungeon, and try the fight again. You want to do this with bombs. Once the big eye at the top comes up and opens his eye, stay on the very side, or you're going to get hit by lightning. And maybe a little bit up as well. It's the best way to avoid it. Also, keep in mind you can only drop 2 bombs at once. Another thing to keep in mind is the small eyes go to where you were. If I stand over here a lot, this is where the eyes are going to come. That's why you'll see me running left and right. As I threw the bomb to the left, I decided to move to the right, so I don't get hit. So it can be a little bit tricky. And if you go too high up into that goo, you take damage from the goo as well. So this will be a tricky fight. Sometimes you can even like pause buffer to try to dodge things. And the fewer small eyes there are, the faster the big eye is going to come up. Yeah, tricky fight. Very tricky fight. And then you want to finish him off with arrows. So yeah, doing that with 30 bombs and then just arrows at the end without taking damage might be one of the harder achievements there. That's a very, very difficult one. So next one, we have the Cane of Samaria now. So now you want to go back to Thieves Town and try to fight blind using only the Cane of Samaria. There we go. So you can either leave it as a block or you can use it as a projectile like that to try to kill him. But that's how you want to do it. Again, you want to try to do this without taking damage. If you take damage, go ahead and reset it. Try again. If you want, you can even try to do them separately. So you can save your file, come in here and beat him with Cane of Samaria, and take damage doing it. Just get the achievement, and then you can reset, come back, and try to fight him normally without taking damage. Sometimes that might be an easier way of doing it than trying to get both achievements at the same time. But assuming you're playing in hardcore mode, just try to make use of the real in-game save states. That way you can try to separate them into get them at different times if you need to. So that's that one. Ice Palace would be the next one. So Cold Stare into the Flames. Defeat Cold Stare in Ice Palace using only the Fire Rod to damage it, then rescue the Maiden. So for this one, I again recommend having bottles, because you want to beat him using only the Fire Rod. But you probably want to get bottles, and you want to get green potions, maybe blue potions. But again, there's an achievement for not taking damage, so hopefully you don't need blue potions. Otherwise that means you took damage. So green potions should suffice. Make sure you get half magic when you do this. If you don't know where half magic is, I'll quickly show you. So half magic is in Kakariko Village. And it's over here. Make sure you have the powder. So you need the powder. If you don't know how to get the powder, you need the mushroom from the Lost Woods. Take the mushroom to the witches. The witch hut at the top right of the screen, where you buy the potions. They'll give you powder. Yeah, powder this thing. And that's not supposed to happen. So, instead of this random anime chick, what you should actually have is half magic, which makes your magic go a lot further. I'm gonna reset this. Okay, so I'm at Cold Stare. There's half magic. So yeah, I have half magic. You should have half magic. Go get at least one bottle. Get a couple bottles. Get a few bottles. Make sure you save your file before grabbing them. And then after you beat the boss, you have to reset. Beat Cold Stare again, this time without bottles. Bottle 1. We'll say is green. Green. Let's say we have 3 green potions. Got the Fire Rod. So it takes 8 Fire Rod shots to break that. One shot. Okay, so then you'll need to use a potion. You really only need 1 bottle. You can grab more if you want. And that's that, see? If I didn't miss that 1 Fire Rod shot, I wouldn't have even needed a bottle. But still take a bottle with you, save your file beforehand. Because if you miss more shots than you meant to, and you get all this way, and find out you do needed a bottle, you wasted all this time doing the dungeon, you're gonna have to do it all over again. Yeah. Get the achievement here, reset your game, finish Ice Palace again, but this time without the bottles. And you also want to beat him without taking damage. So, just like all the other bosses. Now after this, after Ice Palace, we want to go to the Pyramid Fairy. Okay, after you beat Ice Palace, the only dungeons you should have remaining are Palace of Darkness and Turtle Rock. We'll want to finish Palace of Darkness first, but the achievement requires us to have silver arrows to do that. So we're going to come in here. Now with Misery Mire and Ice Palace down, we should have access. Oh! Another thing. The big bomb will not be in here if you have a Master Sword. Okay, well, I kind of manipulated it a little bit with this save state, but generally that's not there unless you have Tempered Sword. So when you're playing normally and not like manipulating all the equipment, that bomb won't be there unless you have Tempered Sword. So yeah, so what you want to do is save your file, go get Tempered Sword, which you do by going to the blacksmith, upgrading your sword to Tempered. Once you have Tempered, the bomb will be here. So yeah, just throw in the arrows, and that's it. Okay, once you have the silver arrows, go back to Palace of Darkness, finish the dungeon, and then what you want to do, crack the Helmasaur's face shield using only the hammer, then deal the rest of the damage with the silver arrow. So yes, hammer only during this stage of the game, or the fight. Once it's broken, switch to silver arrow. He moves 3 times here. Okay, shoot the arrow. Now he's dead. Achievement unlocked. Try to do this without taking any damage. Which also means do not use the cape. Do not use Cane of Byrna either. And that goes for all the previous boss fights. You're not allowed to use cape or Byrna. So that's that. After that, all that's left is Turtle Rock and the end of the game here. Okay, so this next achievement here, Jack of All Trades. Complete Ganon's Tower without ever entering while possessing a sword, exiting, or dying. Must start and finish in one attempt, entirely swordless. So I did make a tutorial specifically on this one, Jack of All Trades. I'm gonna link that one in the comment, or in the description, sorry. So just check that video out. I don't want to go over it all over again if I already made a video on it. So just check in the description and I'll have some stuff in there. Another one is bringing a hammer to a magic fight. So defeat Agahnim in Ganon's Tower without using a sword or bug in it. So this one can be a bit tricky too. So Agahnim 2 here. This is right near the end of the game, right at the end of Ganon's Tower. Right before Ganon. So the same way we fought this guy with a bug net, we can also do it with a hammer. So hammers can reflect the attack spec. Thankfully, we don't have to do this without taking damage. A little scary. Anyway, that's a tricky one. Do what you can. Bested Ganon. Defeat Ganon without being harmed, without using Magic Cape or Cane of Byrna. So yeah, defeat Ganon without taking damage. Just try your best. And then defeat Ganon with a silver arrow. Oh, what is this? Yeah. Defeat Ganon with a silver arrow and reach the Triforce without having collected any bottles during the game. So this is the reason why I keep saying to save your game, and then reset, and not collect bottles. It wants us to beat the whole game without collecting a bottle, ever. So, yeah, if you want, you can go back after finishing this fight with a hammer. You can go and get all your swords if you want. And, you know, get the gold sword. And you can beat Ganon that way. And try to do that without taking damage. Also without using Cape or Byrna. But you must beat the whole game, including Ganon, without collecting the bottle. So, that's that. I think that covers... all the Missable achievements. Now, I might make another tutorial on tricky achievements that are not missable. I'm not sure. But the best thing you can do is if there's any other achievements that you're struggling with, or if any of the ones I already went over you're still struggling with and it's not working for some reason, just leave a comment and I'll help you to the best of my ability. You know, I like it when people use my tutorials, and I like being able to help, so please leave a comment if you need help with anything in there, and I'll help to the best of my ability. Yeah, I hope that covers everything well, and yeah. Until next time, I think my next tutorial will probably be for Secret of Mana, but we'll see. Alright, I'll see you guys later.